Welcome to a tutorial in installing Ubuntu onto VirtualBox in a Windows system. Now, what is Ubuntu? Ubuntu is a free open source operating system based on Debian Linux, and VirtualBox is a general purpose virtualizer that is available for Linux, macOS, and Windows. This tutorial is under the assumption that you already have downloaded VirtualBox, but in the case you haven't downloaded it, the link to downloading VirtualBox will be in the description. Firstly, we will need the ISO file for Ubuntu, which is available for download on the Ubuntu website. I have also included the link for this in the description below. There will be two versions for selections. As for this tutorial, we will be using the Ubuntu 22.04.3 long-term support version. The file downloaded will be in an ISO format, as you can see here. Once the ISO has been downloaded, we then go to VirtualBox and press New. Then select the folder in where you want your virtual machine to be stored. For ISO image, it will be the ISO you've just downloaded from the Ubuntu website. As for name, it will be the display name for your virtual machine when trying to access it through VirtualBox. Now in the unattended guest OS install setup, we need to fill in a username and password. It is better to change them rather than to use the default credentials, as using the default ones will create a user without sudo access. When choosing how much resources the virtual machine should use from your hardware, you should provide the virtual machine with around 8 GB or 8000 MB of RAM, but the minimum required is 4 GB or 4000 MB. The recommended minimum amount of CPUs used is also 4. Using more than the recommended amount is fine, but do keep in mind to not go over the green zone as to prevent any problems when running the virtual machine or problems to your hardware. When specifying the hard disk size for the virtual machine, 25 GB is the recommended minimum. By default, the hard disk will scale dynamically to how much memory is required, up to the limit you've set. There is also an option to pre-allocate the hard disk for better performance, but this may take up unnecessary space. Once we're at the summary page, we could just press finish and the VirtualBox will start powering up the virtual machine. After that, all we need to do is wait. Once Ubuntu is able to start up, fill in your username and password. To keep in mind, for the username, you can only fill in lowercase letters and numbers. Once you're done with filling in your username and password, you need to wait for Ubuntu to finish its installation. Once you've reached this screen, you are pretty much done with the installation of Ubuntu onto VirtualBox. Hope this tutorial has been helpful for you, and this is goodbye for now.